Hey, chicas, welcome back to another episode of It's for the Chicas. I'm Anaí.
And I'm Giselle, and this is episode 30.
Finally.
30.
Episode 30. So we just have a couple topics we wanted to discuss. But first of all, how are you, Giselle?
I'm good. It's the time of the month, so I'm just like, ugh.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's crazy because I thought like ours were aligning already.
They kind of are, aren't you, next week?
For like another a week and a half. Another like week and a half or two.
But I can't do it.
I think I get it on the 10th of July.
Okay.
Yeah. I think.
So you'll be on it for 14th. My birthday.
Oh, yeah, for sure on your birthday.
That's
like Valentine's Day, Henry never gets that. He never gets that, sexy time.
The booty.
Because I'm always on my period for Valentine's Day.
That sucks.
But Giselle's,
yeah.
Okay. So Giselle's going to be going out of town this weekend. She's going to go see her brother.
Graduates from the Army Reserves. I don't remember. Something like that. I'm horrible.
Well, thank him for his service.
Oh, yeah. So we're going to go drive. We're driving to South Carolina, y'all.
Dude, I can't do road trips like that.
I know. But you know what? You know how TikTok is like the new Google, whatever.
Yeah.
And I had been looking stuff up for South Carolina. And no me sale nada. I'm like, dude, is born over there or what?
Yeah, that's why that's where he's graduating from. Aren't they usually in the middle of nowhere?
But I mean, they have some like in San Diego. San Diego's cool.
Yeah.
Because my cousin, but my cousin was in the Marines or Navy. He was in the Navy. But he was in San Diego.
Yeah. Yeah, sure. Just be careful.
And then Rob's dad was also in the service, and he was in San Diego too. So I guess maybe Navy, Marines are more in San Diego.
Oh, okay.
My brother's doing the reserves. So
how long has he been in training for?
Only 3 months. He barely started.
Oh, but still, man. So y'all haven't seen him in 3 months?
He's graduating boot camp. No, we haven't seen him.
When's the last time y'all saw him? Excuse me, guys. I'm getting a little sick.
I know. March. So April, May, June, yeah. We haven't seen him.
That's crazy.
I know. He called me today on FaceTime because he only gets his phone every Sunday for like an hour. And he FaceTimed me and like he's bald. So Robbie was like, "You're bald." He wouldn't stop laughing. I'm like, "Robbie, shut up." And he's like, "Why are you bald, Theo?" It was funny.
That's cute.
How are you?
Me? I'm good. I feel like I did really good this week with my eating and working out and everything. So I was glad that I was like a woman to my word,
That is good.
Yeah. And so I meal prepped today. And I'm like looking forward to starting all over again next week.
Now that you start working out, dude, I don't know why I did this to myself. Okay, so you know how when I work Saturdays, I get a day off during the week?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I was off Friday. And I went to go, I was like, let me get I started my step. I started my miles.
I got your thing.
I started my miles with the thing with me, you and Evelyn. Dude, I went to go walk on a Friday at 2 p.m. in the smack heat. Dude, I was dying. We just walked. And I was like, oh my God, it's hot. I was like,
did you never felt like you're
was dripping in sweat. Even my because my sister went with me. We were both dripping in sweat. And we just walked. We never even attempted to run. We walked.
But it was so humid, no?
Yes, it was hot.
I think that's what makes it worse.
We did 2.5 miles.
Yeah, I think that's why I'm getting sick. I think it's my allergies, and I think it's because I was working out outside. And like with all that heat and like the humidity, so I'm like, I'm just gonna have to do it in the garage, and I'm not looking forward to that.
But you'll sweat good.
Yeah, but I really feel like I'm gonna die over there.
Probably because there's no circulation.
Yeah, Henry was like, leave the garage door open.
Just a little bit.
I was like, for the neighbors to see my lonjas? I don't think so.
Or leave the door open to the garage.
I could, yeah, just so I could get a little breeze.
Oh, you don't have a fan?
Oh, I do have a fan.
You do?
Yeah, like those square ones on the floor. Yeah. I need to do that. I'll probably do it this week.
It's just going to give you hot air, but it's still circulating something.
Yeah.
Because it's just the hot air that it...
I know, it's just going to...
I know.
It's going to suck, but...
Anyways.
I've been enjoying working out at home, and usually I'm not a home workout person, but I feel like I've found a lot of like routines.
Running now.
It's because of Sebas. I feel like I found a lot of routines where like I do get like a really good amount of like workout in and I burn good calories. And I feel like, oh my God, like I feel like the workouts when you go to the gym, but here at the house. So now that we got the weights, like I'm like, it's going to feel even like
so excited.
More intense. I know we could do home workouts here.
Well, I'm hoping too when I'm over there in South Carolina, my goal is to do 2 days at least of workouts.
Yeah.
Like even just a 20-minute workout. And I have Stephanie's app, so she has the home workout.
Yeah, she does. Like the HIIT ones. Yes.
So I'm going to try to do that. Because Tuesday, all day we're driving. Wednesday is his family day. But we got to be there at 8 in the morning. So when I get my workouts in, it'll have to be like after we go home and like relax and stuff.
Yeah.
And then Thursday, I don't think I will at all because Thursday is his graduation and we got to be there at 6 in the morning.
Oh my God, that's so early.
Mm-hmm. We got to be there at 6 in the morning. And then after that, he comes home. Like he'll be able to leave the base with us at like 10:30. And then he wants to go, since he hasn't eaten like food in 3 months, he wants to go eat wings. So we're going to take him to eat wings. And then we're going to just explore around Columbia, South Carolina. And then we'll be home like super late. So I'm going to take Thursday as like my day out. Yeah. And then Friday, we're going to go to the beach. So I'm going to kind of do like a little hit on the beach.
Mm-hmm. That's going to be intense. Like with the sand, I feel like sand makes everything like 100 times harder.
I might not. I say that now. I might not. Or if I wake up early in the morning before the beach and do a 20-minute hit at home and then get ready.
Yeah, that would probably work better. I could probably
do that.
Yeah. But I did want to talk about really quick that submarine that went missing and then they found it.
Do you believe that?
So I don't know, dude. I've seen a lot of conspiracies about it, and somebody on TikTok said, like, you really think, like, they went missing? Like, rich people fake their deaths all the time and, like, you know, like, they needed to re-identify themselves. And I don't know. So that was, like, one theory on there. Mm-hmm. And then I saw Obama talking about how, they went crazy looking for this submarine full of rich people. But all those, like, people that were coming on the boat, like, what was it? Like so many lives were lost. I don't know if you saw about that. It was a boat. Yeah. You know
the immigrants?
The immigrants, yeah. Like they all drowned and nobody like thought twice about them. And so
that's sad. No, but if I don't know, but rest in peace to them if they did, because that's just a scary way to go. Period.
Well, they were saying like they say a lot of times that like they didn't even know that they died.
Oh, yeah. Like, happened in less than a millisecond.
Yeah.
Like, imploded.
But they said that if the crew didn't, like, if the people on board didn't know, like, the pilot for sure knew something was wrong. But I don't think he knew that they were, like, he didn't know it exploded in the moment that it exploded. But he knew something was wrong because they did descend the sandbags to be able to float back up because it was going too fast. And so he let the sandbags go to float back up, but they exploded anyways. That is so scary,
That's
dude.
Scary.
And then the son didn't even want to go. Like,
for real?
The 19-year-old, he only went like because it was Father's Day weekend, but he was like terrified to go. That's so sad.
And then, oh my God, I didn't know that.
Yeah, girl, I've been like, it takes me to like a whole different place when I'm on TikTok because me and Edie were like, did they find the submarine? Like, why do I need to know if they found the submarine? Like, why? And I was like, I think it's just a really scary thought to like live with, like knowing like they went missing.
Yeah, I did see Cardi B talking about one of the kids of the fathers was out like at the club.
Oh, at a Blink-182 concert.
Oh yeah, at a concert. And then she was like, yeah, I'd be pissed. Like, if I was over there, you know, lost and my child was just out there living life. Like, no, like, you need to be worried. Like,
yeah, she said it must suck being a billionaire and having nobody to care about you.
Yeah, like, nobody cares that you're missing.
And she was like, I'd rather, like, be
broke and have people who love me and care about me. And, like, if something were to happen to me, I'd go missing. They would care.
Yeah.
Be worried.
I feel like all of it is sad though. Like, I feel like people were making a lot of memes about it, and like
the ones where they really got to meet the Titanic people.
Yeah, like at first I was like, it's not funny. Like I really like people would send me stuff, and I was like, there's people like that are really worried for them, you know, like if it is true. And then like there's other ones where I was just like, wow, who comes up with this stuff? Like
the one where they're like, Bésame.
Yes,
And
and
the submarine. And I'm like, the submarine's just coming down. And I'm like, oh my gosh, no.
Yes.
These are funny, but no, I don't want it to be funny.
But I showed Angelita a TikTok that was like, Jesus, no, like, I don't want to laugh at these things, please. And it's like praying to Jesus, like, don't let me laugh at this, because it's like a serious matter, but it's also like a little funny, because who comes up with this stuff? Yeah. Like, you know?
No, but I mean, just in a lot of situations when I'm on TikTok, I'm like, who comes up with this crap? Like, I don't, like, people's minds are hilarious. It's funny when you get to see somebody's TikTok and you get to discover them kind of in a way as how funny they are or how open they are. Because I do feel like a lot of those people who do go viral and stuff for being funny, I see them when they're like, they make vlogs and stuff, and I feel like I would think, I've never met a lot of these people, but they look like they would be exactly the same, like in person, like just goofy as heck.
Yeah. You know, the girl that dyed my hair and me, we were talking about that, how like some people, when you meet them, you see them on social media and they're like some type of way, and then you meet them in person and they're like, either they're shy or they like really don't fuck with people like that.
Yeah.
And it's like so refreshing when you do meet somebody like in person, and they're exactly like what they were like on social media. Yeah. Like Jessica.
How you said Jessica?
Yes. Yeah. Like I'm like Jessica is like what you see on Instagram or like social media. That's like literally what you're gonna get in person. Yeah. Like she's not fronting to be somebody that she's not. She's
absolutely just herself, and I love that about her.
She's just funny. Like she's funny. There's this guy on TikTok also like where they'll be like they give him skits to do, and it's like Thomas Jefferson signing the Declaration of Independence. Have you seen that guy?
I think so.
He's like, or no, not Thomas. Yeah, and John Hancock, and you know how his was the biggest, and so the John Hancock guy signs, and then like to get Thomas Jefferson or I don't know who, and they're like, where am I supposed to sign now? Like, you did it all big.
No, there's this couple called Eddie and Karen on TikTok. They're so funny, dude.
Eddie and Karen?
They're young, but they are so funny. And then I'll see other people, like, repost them when they see them out and about. The girl's just like, what's up? Like, she's just like, she seems so funny. I'm like, I just want to meet her because she seems like the funnest person in the freaking world.
I think that's amazing though. Like when people really are like that humble and like that down to earth, like in person, like that's like the best thing ever.
Yeah.
As opposed to like, okay, yeah, you have followers, but.
And what I love about it too. Okay, so Ricky and Jessica too. Ricky le sigue la corriente con Jessica. Like they are so funny together. And then this couple too, Karen and Eddie. Le sigue la corriente Eddie. Like, she'll just do something funny and he'll just, all right, this is what we're doing. He's like, all right, let's go.
I need to look them up. I don't know who they are.
They're so funny. And then she'll buy like random costumes and dress up. And when he gets home, she's like in the costume. And he's like, what the fuck?
Who are they?
One time she dressed up, you know the ugly twin sisters from Shrek? She's like a bartender. Se hace los eyebrows así, like really tall.
Yeah.
You remember? You know what I'm talking about in Shrek?
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
But yeah, she dressed up as her, and like he was like, "What the heck?" And she was like she just does funny shit. But
do you ever see TikTok couples that they blow up, and then like they have to produce that content, and you can just tell it's so fake.
Oh yeah.
I hate that. Like I hate that. I'm like, cringe. Like I know you're not like really laughing like that. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
It's so funny. I'll show you the rest later because it's longer. You have to see it, dude. Her friends even go with it. She's like, my mom's here and her friend's dressed up as an old lady with a wig.
Oh my gosh.
And she's like, I'm Mika. And he's like, what the And he's like, bro, and then at the end of the video,
are they married now?
Your friends? No, not yet. He's like, I swear your friends are the most downest friends ever, because who in their right mind is gonna come help their friend?
Dude, but there's some down ass friends.
Yes, like that. I was like, yeah. And when I see that, I'm like, damn, I want some friends like that.
But dude, your friends would be like that.
Oh yeah, I think so too.
Like, we don't do stuff like that, because I remember like one time one of my friends, I was like, dude, I'll take your pictures for her 30th birthday, and like we took her pictures, like me and Henry, like she came. And we set up like the whole dining room. We moved tables. We did a backdrop. I was over there with pictures, and Henry on the side standing on a chair throwing confetti. Like they were like, Henry's real as fuck for that shit. Like,
hell yeah.
And I was like, honestly, like, yeah, like Henry's a down ass husband too. I was like, because like,
I told you he is.
Yeah, like anybody else would be like, I'm not fucking doing that shit, or like, oh, you're boring. But that stuff is really cool. But when you were talking about like the subscribers, they have a lot of commercials, so they made it. That brought me back to the topic that we did want to talk about on the podcast, which is like the reason we started the podcast and how it's actually like healed like parts of us that we didn't even know we were healing, like as we were talking about it. So like, what's a topic that you feel like we've touched that you're like, whoa, like I really needed to talk about that, or like I really needed to let that out?
For me, I mean, obviously it's just going back to my childhood, but even just talking about it, I feel that it's made me, I even thought about this earlier today. I was like, it's crazy how, because I saw a TikTok about a girl going off about her mom. Like, oh, my mom was never there. But she was, like, kind of cursing her.
Yeah.
Not curse words, but, like, cursing her as in, like, I don't know, just
like
talking crap about her mom, you know? And then I was like, I'm not mad. Like, talking about it on here, too, I just hope that it comes to other people and that they know that they can get past it and heal. Because I do understand. I completely hear when people are like, oh, I don't have a relationship with my family at all.
Yeah.
Due to certain circumstances. But for me, I feel that my mom didn't make good choices, but I forgive her. Like, I do truly forgive her.
Yeah.
And I'm happy that I can forgive her and we can move past it, because I couldn't see not being close to my mom in my life. Like, I already don't have a dad. And then to not be close to my mom, that would be weird. Yeah. For me, it would be weird. I want a relationship with my mom. So I always get sad for people when they say they cut off their mom.
Yeah.
But I do understand some, because I've seen where they're like, oh, my mom cusses me out too, and like tells me I deserve to go to hell. And well, I mean, if your mom's like that, then
it's different.
It's different. But for me, I've also met people where they're hold something from their childhood against their mom, but their mom is trying now.
One moment, guys.
No, you're fine. Right? Why is that button glowing up?
I don't know. I'm about to. Oh, shit.
How do you turn it off?
It'll turn off right now.
Oh. Oh, cool.
Remember? From our, the crickets. What is this?
Oh shit, that
was loud. Sorry. All right, guys, and we're back. Sorry. So you were saying how you don't like that.
Oh, no, it's not that I don't like it, but it does make me sad when I see that people hold like stuff against their parents and don't want a relationship with them
for things that like were
as to when they were growing up.
Yeah.
Also too, because now that we're parents, like, it's not easy.
Yeah.
And yeah, we're gonna do different stuff from what our parents failed us from, but I do understand a lot. I understand my mom a lot more. I don't condone some of the things she did, but she was like a super young parent.
Yeah, so that's what I was gonna say. So don't you feel like a lot of times parents, like, they're growing up with us, so it's like,
yeah, for sure,
they're still learning the world, and yes, like they're gonna make mistakes, just like we make mistakes as parents, but it's just about like learning from them and being like, okay, I don't want to do that.
I mean, it's kind of reiterating what Ricky said last episode too. Well, not last. Well, when we had him, it was scary for him because he was growing up, and now he had to raise.
Why do I feel like I can't?
A child.
There it goes.
So I do feel that I understand my mom a little because she was so young. She didn't know what she was doing. So to me, it might have felt like abandonment, but now that I grow up, as I was growing up, it did feel like abandonment. But now that I'm older, like, I understand, like, when she was working.
Yeah.
Like, she was working jobs. That's how I was with my grandma.
I was literally telling my mom, because I was talking to my mom the other day. We went over to go see them before they were going to go to Mexico. And she was talking about how when she grew up, like she had two tios and her grandma, like close, like that lived really close. Like one of them lived like across the street from like my mom, you know, and my grandma was always like my mom now. I feel like when I was younger, she did have a lot of resentment towards my grandma. Por lo mismo que like mi grandma se iba con mi grandpa y like los dejaba. Mm-hmm. And my mom was 12 years old. She was the oldest one. And she's like, now I look back and I'm like, mom, like mi grandma se iba a trabajar or like se iba con mi grandpa or whatever. And my mom was like, now I look back and I'm like, well, se iba a trabajar because like she didn't have another option, you know, other than to leave us there. And my mom, like, she's like, and I don't know why, like, I remember this the other day and like I cried about it. And she said that she remembers she was 12 and like she was the oldest of 6. And she was like, and I remember like I would wake up, me and your tia would make breakfast. Like the two oldest would make breakfast for everybody. They would get ready and they would go to school. Mm-hmm. And she was like, and then we would come back home and we would clean. And like I would feed my brothers and sisters. And she was like, I don't know like why I thought in that moment, I was like, how come my uncles and my tia and my grandma, like they never came to check on us? Like they never came to check if we were okay or if we needed food or any of that. And she was like que feos, you know? She was like, because I like would never be that way with, like, she was like, if y'all were to like, if I were to leave my land, not that that would happen, right? But like if I were to leave my land at like 12 years old, my mom was like, you think that I'm not going to call my granddaughter or and like check on her and be like, hey, mija, like, do you have food? Like, te falta algo? And she was like, none of them ever did that for us. And she was like, y me dio bastante sentimiento. And she was like crying about it. And I was like, but it's good that you like, you get glimpses of that and you cry it out. I was like, because you're basically crying the emotions that like your child, like you as a child, like didn't get to like realize. She was like, she was like, because in that moment, she was like, I never thought about that. Like I just thought like, oh, I gotta like do it for my brothers and sisters. And she was like, but now that I'm older and I was like, yeah, because you're crying for you. You're crying for little you. Yeah. I was like, you're seeing
emotion.
Yeah. And I was like, you're seeing like you as a kid. Y te da sentimiento because it's like, I was only 12 years old and like nobody fucking checked on me, you know? And like one of my tias like, and I was like, and she was telling me like, your grandma would leave or like esto y que el otro. And I was like, Mom, you really need to have a conversation with Giselle. I was like, because I feel like y'all's childhood are like very, very similar. I was like when Giselle tells me stuff about like her childhood and like my mom tells me like stuff about her childhood, it's just very like like y'all have a lot of things in common. And I feel like it would benefit like the both of you to like just talk it out. Like, because my mom sí le guardaba rencor a mi grandma for a long time. Until she didn't. Until she grew up and she was like, well, she was doing the best that she could. Yeah. You know, and también le guardaba a lot of hate to my grandpa because she saw things that only she saw and only she remembers because she was the oldest one. And she was like, I remember like seeing your grandma like en sangre, like because, you know, and she was like those are things that like I held against him so much. And then when my grandpa was really sick, he got cancer. And he ended up passing away from it. But before he passed away from it, my mom got to like forgive him before he passed. And she was like, and that's why like my mom tells everybody like, don't hold that grudge against like your parents, because as much as you think that no te va a doler cuando se vayan, like sí te va a doler. Yeah. And she was like, and she remembers like when my grandpa passed, like it hurt her, you know. And she was like, and I didn't think it was gonna hurt me. Like I thought that like whatever, like he's gone, like he wasn't a good dad or whatever. And she like my grandpa ya no se podía like ni bañar or anything, and my grandma was like, let me like it was just sponge baths at that point. And he was like, no. And like my other tia, and he was like, no. And he just wanted my mom, like my mom was like, pues lo baño yo. And my grandpa was like, yeah, okay. Like, a mi mom sí la dejó. That don't make me cry. But she like was giving him a sponge bath. And she says that she remembers like he looked up at her and he like got teary-eyed and he cried a little. And my mom was like, and he never asked me, like, forgive me.
Yeah.
And she was like, but I feel like that was him asking me to forgive him.
Yeah.
You know, like, that was him apologizing. And she was like, and then a couple weeks later is when my grandpa passed. And she was like, and it did hurt me. She was like, and I never thought that, like, I always thought that I was going to have this hate towards him. And she's like, but I'm very thankful that I got to, like, forgive him before he did pass. And he didn't pass with me, like, being like, whatever, I hate him. Yeah. You know? And she's like, and it takes a lot. Like, even now, my mom, like, sometimes she'll tell me things and I'm like, it's crazy how we learn. Like, I know I'm going to learn things from Mylan, you know, because, like, my mom, she's taught us a lot of things, but she doesn't always practice what she preaches.
Oh, we all.
Yeah.
We all.
And, like, I tell her, I'm like, Mom, like, this is what you tell us. Like, that's what you need to do, too. Because my mom can hold grudges a lot, too. And she can just be like, oh, whatever about things. Or, how do I explain it? Like, sometimes she takes things very personally that have nothing to do with, like, her personally. Yeah, she gets offended very easily. And I'm like, I have to sit there and explain to her, like, it doesn't mean, like, that they don't like you, or it doesn't mean that they're doing this, like, purposely to be, like, como vengarse de ti. Like, it's just the way it happened. And my mom would be like, okay, yeah. Like, the other day she was like talking about how she was going to argue with my dad about something. I was like, for what? Like, he's at work. He doesn't even know what the hell's going on. And then she was like, yeah, you're right. And then the next day I went over and she was like, yeah, so your dad was, like, on my side. And I was like, I told you, like, just like, I was like, you automatically go into, like, fight mode, you know, which I get it. I get, you know, she had a rough upbringing, but I do feel like the both of you would, like, have a lot to talk about.
That's
like,
beautiful though, because she had that time, that moment too.
Yeah, like a lot.
They both
like
had
the
that
Hallmark
moment to forgive each other, and, like, him
ask for
sorry.
forgiveness. Yeah.
Him ask for forgiveness, her forgive him, and that's beautiful, because especially when someone dies. I mean,
it's hard.
It is hard, but that's beautiful.
I remember
really
when she told me that my grandpa passed, it was like it hurt me, but I just knew, like, everything my mom had been through, that it was kind of like, I was 15 years old, you know, I was very naive at that time, but I was just like, okay, well, he passed. And then when I saw him, I was like I freaking broke down, dude. Like, I was like, oh my God, like, he really passed. Like, yeah, like, it really hit me. But these are topics that I feel like talking about them here on the podcast, like, it really, like, it does heal, like, our inner child. And, like, we do the podcast, we do the podcast for other women to, like, be relatable, like, for us to be relatable to other women, or for us to talk about topics that really aren't talked about. Mm-hmm. But I feel like in the process of it all, like, we also, like help ourselves out.
I feel that I for me personally, I had already healed from a lot of things from my childhood, but it helps. What it came to realization for me was that I have truly gotten over it, or I have truly like forgiven. I wouldn't have it any other way. Like, I do truly look back and I'm like, I thank God that the scary things I did go through in life, I'm okay now. I mean, I went through them and I came out, you know, the other way, the other side, alive, you know, taken care of. But also, I think when I talk about them now, I can truly say, like, I have forgiven my mom. I am healed from these things. Yeah. It's a process. I think it's always going to be a process. And I think it's always going to be a process too with my mom. That's what I'm saying. Some people, how they can forgive their parents because they're still, like, a certain way, or they haven't let go of, or my mom is still a work of progress herself. Like, she's human too. Yeah. And she doesn't curse me. Like, I've seen where other parents are really ugly to their children. My mom's not like that. And she has asked for forgiveness. We talk about it. We, you know, it's not like it's just swept under the rug. That's so good. I feel like it's a healing process, because there's some things that my mom still does, and I'm like, ay, mujer, ¿qué estás haciendo? ¿Por qué no haces caso? Like, I feel like I'm your mom. Yeah, literally. Like, there's a thing, it's like, I'm tired of raising my parents. Yeah. And then my mom's like, sorry, excuse me, but my mom tells me too, like, you're married. Like, don't worry about me. Like, I'm going to be fine. Like, my mom tells me that. She's like, you have your family, you have your husband, you have your kid. Like, don't worry.
But it's
because
hard not to worry.
It's hard not to worry. It is. And I am the type of person to try to take stuff into responsibility with my family and help when I know that, like, all the time I shouldn't. Because then I'm like pouring from a cup that's not full.
Yeah.
And I do have to take care of myself. I was literally, oh my God, I was talking about that with Tony today too. Becoming a mom, you forget about yourself.
You do forget about yourself.
Just put yourself on the back burner.
Yeah. I did that like for the whole like
first year,
I think. And then like it actually took which I'm really thankful for, like when I started going with Alexia, like I didn't, that's when I realized that I went through postpartum depression, and like I didn't even realize like I was going through it. So I feel like, oh my God, I'm so emotional today. I feel like a lot of
You're
that.
gonna start.
I know. And I feel like a lot of it is like postpartum to me gave me a lot of like, not depression. Like I never felt like I'm so sad with my life, or I'm so like mad at my child or anything like that. For me, it was kind of like I'm last. And that was like my way of like, and like everything was like Henry. And Henry never like requested things of me or like was like, oh, you need to do this or you need to do that. Like never. Like he was like, you want to stay home with her? Like stay home with her. But I felt like staying home with her was like really like driving me crazy. Mm-hmm. Like, you know what I mean? Like I feel like I lived far from my family, and I was not used to that either. So I'm like, maybe if I would have lived closer to my parents and like I had stuff to do when I was home, but like driving all the way to my mom's was like such a struggle for us, for me and Mylin. It was just really hard for me. And we were struggling like money wise, and so I was like, I feel like all of that like bundled up into like Mylin being born, like me dealing with postpartum, me being used to like having like everything that I had, like it did like really affect me. And I kind of just put myself at the end to just make sure que like en la casa y a Mylin like no le faltara nada. Mm-hmm. Like that was my thing. And so I feel like Mylin's whole first year, I still to this day have there's a thing called postpartum anxiety, and I know that that's where like a lot of my anxiety like is based off of, like after I became a mom. So I do feel like I didn't even, it's a lot. Like I look back and I'm like, dang, like I was going through a lot like mentally, and like I didn't even know I was going through it. And then I gained a lot of weight. Like I feel like I was like at my biggest. Like I feel like I haven't gone into that yet, which is why I've been working out again, because I'm like, I'm not gonna let myself get that big again. But I remember like when I took like my first before and after pictures with Alexia, and I did like my first 6-week challenge, I cried, dude. Like I cried because I was like, dang, like first of all, like I felt like myself again. Like I felt like me before I became a mom. I felt like nice again, like in my clothes. I started liking going shopping again.
Mm-hmm. No, that's the thing. That's real.
Yeah, like I didn't feel
I don't go shopping
sexy like in my body. Like Henry would touch me and it'd be like, no.
Gross.
Like, yes, don't touch me. So I do feel like all of that I was going through, like I thought it was normal. Like I thought it was like, okay, it's whatever. Like it's whatever. And then once I started losing weight, like, and I'm going to talk about this because I feel like it's not talked about enough. But like when I was at my biggest, like, yes, I would get intimate with my husband, but it was not like, it was like just to do it. Or like sometimes, yeah, it was good or whatever. But like majority of the time I wasn't feeling myself. And I was like, no, like I don't want to. And it wasn't until like I started seeing the progress in my body and I started caring about my body again, like that it was like, okay, like now it's like way different than like the first 2 years that Mylin was alive or that Mylin was born, because I just was not feeling myself.
But that's a real thing. It does take a toll on you. Like,
yeah.
If you don't feel good, like you just,
And you don't want to do anything. You don't want to be intimate with your partner. You don't want to go shopping. You don't want to take pictures with your family. Like,
just feel unhappy too.
Yes, like you feel so sad.
And it's bad because it just takes a huge toll on your mind. And your husband could really see you as freaking sexy, but if you don't see yourself as sexy or anything, like you're just not gonna be really into it as much as he is.
Yeah, 100%.
You feel like, oh, like I don't feel good about myself. And it's weird how I think it's a real thing where men actually think like, well, you don't want me, but it's like, no, it's not you. Like, it's me. I've never had that, but I have seen other people, you know.
Que el esposo diga like, oh, es que ya no me quieres.
Yeah,
and it's like,
you know,
no, like,
no, it's really me. Like, it's truly me. I just don't feel good about myself.
It's actually that I don't love me myself now.
Yeah. And then they can just be like, well, whatever. Like, I still love you. You're sexy, but I don't know. I guess you feel good. You perform better. I don't know how to describe it.
That's right. I know I look good naked.
Yes.
Like that.
And then sometimes it's like, oh, don't look at me. I'm just so ashamed of how much
the lights off under the blanket. Don't even try to look at me like that. A t-shirt on. Like, that's like the best way.
I know.
But I do feel like once like you lose that weight or you start feeling yourself again. Sometimes you don't even have to lose the weight. You just start feeling yourself. Okay, close it. Apparently, we're bothering her.
I know. You know what's funny? Have you ever seen those TikToks? They were a long time ago though, and they would do like where they would put the phone on the floor to see how they looked on top. Oh, I was like, oh my god, dude!
Don't even show me that right now, please.
I don't even want to look at myself. That's so embarrassing.
No, for real. Like, it's like I don't find myself attractive in this moment. And I tell Rob too,
I'm like, oh my god, that's how you see me. Oh, that's scary.
But they don't see you like that.
That's scary.
They do not see you like that. But I do feel like once you start feeling yourself again, that all does like
you feel good, you perform better. I mean, it's the same thing at the gym. Sometimes too, you put on a cute ass outfit and you kill your workout.
Oh yeah.
Or if you dress up really nice for work, you're like, oh, I'm gonna kill today. You know, like I got this.
Yeah, that is true.
Like
whenever you dress up for work, or like when I finally do my makeup for work or stuff, like I even answer the phone in a better mood. Like it's just there's something about like look good, feel good, and it really is like that simple. Like if you look good.
And if you feel good in your own body, then of course. And
it
sometimes when you're disappointing yourself and ashamed, then that's just obviously going to show when you're trying to be intimate with your husband.
So speaking about like being ashamed or stuff like that, so I feel like that's a big reason as to why it's taken me a while to get back into my like fitness journey and my health journey, because I feel like I was already letting like my old habits like win.
Kick in.
Kick in. And it's like it'd be Monday, I'd do good. Tuesday for dinner, I'd eat bad, and I'd be like, oh, gotta start over again on Monday. And I would just fuck up the rest of the week too. And then
dude, what really threw me off was T-ball.
Oh yeah.
I was doing good, and then T-ball was like bam, 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 and then I just started eating the food at the ballpark, and then I just
it's hard. Well, so on Monday what happened? Something happened Monday. I
thought Monday you worked out Monday.
Yeah, I worked out Monday, but
Tuesday we recorded.
I did a meal prep. I had a meal prep Sunday. Mm-hmm. So I was like, did I meal prep Sunday? No, I didn't meal prep. I meal prep Monday night.
But you worked out too.
Yeah, but I worked out Monday. So then I was like, Monday I ate breakfast. Like I ate a healthy breakfast. And then for lunch, I was going to take a short lunch. Oh, because I went to go see my Lens Head Start thing. Yeah. So I didn't have time to like eat anything healthy. And like the closest thing to my job is McDonald's. And McDonald's doesn't have anything healthy.
Nothing.
Like nothing.
Not even the salads.
They used to have a salad and it was so good. And it was only like $5 and they got rid of it. But so I got chicken nuggets. I was like, okay, whatever. It's chicken nuggets, you know? And then that would have thrown me off. Like that would have been like, oh, whatever, I ate chicken nuggets, like it's gonna be a hard week or whatever. And I was like, no, like just because you fucking ate chicken nuggets doesn't mean like you have to eat unhealthy for the rest of the week or the rest of the day. So because like my old mindset would have been, because I ate chicken nuggets, I'm not gonna eat my snack that I was gonna eat before my workout. I'm gonna feel like I'm gonna pass out during my workout. Might as well just not work out. So then I was like, why? Like, just freaking eat your rice cake with peanut butter. I don't care if your chicken nuggets were extra calories.
Yeah.
Eat your rice cake with peanut butter. Drink your C4 and go work out. And then eat healthy for dinner. Like, that, there's no problem with that, Anaí. And in my mind, I was like, why am I like this? Why do I feel
why am I like this?
Why do I feel like because I hate chicken nuggets, might as well just skip dinner? Like, that's horrible.
Yeah, that is horrible.
That's an unhealthy way to think about food.
Yeah.
And so I was like, no, I'm still going to eat my snack and I'm going to work out and I'm going to eat my healthy dinner. And so that's what I did. And then the rest of the week, like, I was really good. So I was like, I did so good. And I'm so proud of myself for beating, like, that unhealthy habit of feeling like because I ate a cheat meal, now I gotta, now I gotta skip another meal. That's horrible.
Yeah, that is really good. That you think like that. That was really good.
Yeah, I was like, you see, that's like me beating my mind. Yeah. Like, that's me taking control over my mind.
I had, today I had some pizza. It was thin crust, but I didn't feel too bad about it. I was like, but that's the only thing I've eaten today.
Do you ever feel bad for food though? Like, do you?
Oh,
really,
yeah, for
like,
sure. But today, because it's like my first day of my time of the month and I'm really going through it, like eating pizza, I was like, whatever. I ate 2 slices of the thin pizza and then that's all I ate today. And then right now here when I have the 2 quesadillas, but
they weren't.
No, they're little and probably healthier than the pizza. And that's all I've really eaten. So I don't really go too hard on myself when it's that first full day that's like horrible.
Yeah,
I'm not really too hard on myself.
And you see, my cravings when I'm on my period are like after my period.
Oh no, that happens sometimes too.
Yeah, like when it's gonna end, I want everything. I want, and like right before.
Do you ever feel like you can just eat and not stop, and you're just not full?
Yeah.
Oh,
I want like pickles with chamoy and limon. I want hot Cheetos.
And no, but my cravings are random. Like I want pickles, chamoy, and limon, and then I want eggs. And then after eggs, ice cream sounds good. Oh, and then after ice cream,
your stomach.
I want tacos.
No, your stomach.
That's how it is.
Oh my god!
But I won't eat it all. But I will want all that.
Yeah, I can't do that.
Yesterday, my mom wanted Tutti Frutti, so I went with her, and I just got a little bit.
But Tutti Frutti is not really that bad.
No, it's not.
I mean,
I get more yogurt than
toppings.
Yeah, because I like trying the yogurt, and I didn't finish it.
I love Tutti Frutti.
That's the thing. Okay, so how you said towards the end you eat a lot, that's me.
Yeah.
Because like the beginning and middle, I'm just not that hungry.
And you don't
have cravings.
Anything. Yeah.
I don't want to do anything either.
Yeah.
So I have to make myself.
It's horrible.
I don't want to eat anything.
I hate it. Being a girl is like,
dude, it comes with a lot.
I wish men had periods.
Literally, it's
no
so
aguantan.
hard.
No aguantan todo lo que aguantamos nosotros though. They won't.
Heck no. And then this heat. And then having, I don't want to be outside.
Okay, really quick. Let's talk about, since we're talking about periods, let's talk about pads versus tampons.
Okay.
I
use both.
But what do you prefer?
Tampons.
Really? So.
But I heard they're bad.
I was a tampon girl, like, since high school. Like, I always like tampons, right? Well, pads, because, you know, Mexicans, like, te vas a violar, like, with the tampon.
Yeah, I didn't use tampons till, like, after Robbie, I think.
Yeah. So, like, I never, like, used them until, like, I started doing dance, like, in high school. And you have to, especially, like, if you have, like, a performance, like, leotards. Like, I remember we would wear white leotards.
Oh.
And, I mean, the pad, you're really going to see that. So.
Oh, dang.
Yeah. So, like, I had to wear tampons. Like, the girls at dance taught me how to wear tampons. And I would have to get my tampons from them because my mom was not going to buy me that shit. And then, like, once I grew up, I started buying my own tampons. And I was like, I'm going to wear tampons, Mom. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I'm the one paying for them. I don't want to be fucking sitting in my blood. Like, I think that's disgusting. And then after I had my Lynn and I got off, like, birth control, like, my period was being really weird with the tampons. Like, it was lasting, like, an abnormal amount of time, like, all these other things. And I started looking into it, and it said that it's because tampons, like, it's, so there's this thing so they change your cycle and everything. And there's this thing called where, like, there's girls that don't even wear pads or, like, just, like, a liner or something. And it's supposed to be, like, a natural way for your body. And so TMI, right? But now I just wear panty liners. Like, I don't have to wear pads. And, like, I can feel when it's, like, you can feel when it's gonna come out. So I'll just get up and go to the restroom and it bleeds then. And then just my liner, like, if anything else. and it only lasts me like 3 days. And so I'm a bad girl now because
cool.
I don't really have to use them. Like, it's kind of just like letting it on its own. And I feel like it gets all the gunk out. And for some reason, I feel like in my mind, if I wear tampons, like it's not getting everything out.
No, that makes sense.
Right? Like, I just feel like como stuff's going to stay floating around in there.
This is probably TMI for this. Guys, watch this.
I don't care. This is a women's podcast.
It really is. But no, I still, my first day is always heavy.
No, yeah, mine too.
After that, it's...
On my first day, I'll wear, just to be on the safe side, like a thin pad, like the long ones.
Yeah.
But after that,
there's no way I can wear a panty liner.
I'm like,
it would
okay.
just go everywhere.
That's crazy. But it's crazy. So everybody is different. Like,
yeah.
I'm just, my periods last 3 or 4 days.
Mine lasts 4 to 5. And the first day and the second day, it's pretty a lot. And after that, apenas.
Yeah. For me, the first day, sometimes it's heavy, sometimes it's medium. But the second day, it's usually heavy. Like, it's my heavy day.
Yeah, my second is like my first real day. Because the first day, it kind of drops. It's like, eh.
Yeah, it's like, I'm coming.
Yeah, and then the second day is like, I'm
here.
Yeah. So that's today's like my first full day, second day, whatever. So it's here.
It's a day.
But that's the thing, I only wear tampons like today and like yesterday. That's it.
Yeah. So you're like, you don't
and
wear
then
them
after
all
that,
the
I don't
time.
wear them.
Yeah.
No, and I don't wear them to sleep. Some people.
What is it called? Shock syndrome?
You're not supposed to. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to wear them to sleep, but I heard people do.
Oh my gosh, no.
Yeah.
I could never.
And you know how people go like, just put it in to go to the pool? I don't do that either. I think it's gross. In my head, it's gross. I don't know why.
To go to the pool? Isn't that what they're made for, though?
I guess, but to me, it's gross.
I'd rather just not get in the pool.
Me
honestly.
either. That's why I'm not getting in. Like, I'm just not.
Ew, what if it's like absorbing all that nasty
That's
water?
That's what I think.
No, I could, no. Ew, no.
That's my thought process. But I know, like, no shame on the girls that do, but that's my thought process. Like, doesn't it absorb, like, and the pool's dirty?
The chlorine, all the babies that pooped in there, peed in there, left their dirty diapers in there.
Not just that.
Gross.
I mean, yeah, I'm sure there's fucking worms. Ooh, I'm not supposed to be cussing. I've been doing so good.
You have been doing good.
There's freaking worms and like bugs, and they carry parasites or germs.
Ew.
I'm like, ew. That's my thought process. But I mean, if you think about it too, when you're swimming, it could, but I don't know.
That's why
my brain works different.
I try not to do public pools.
My brain
gross
works
me
different.
out. But before we end the podcast, Giselle had 3.
Oh yeah, I had 3 No Sabo words for me.
So we're gonna try to get more questions. More No
What
Sabo
you know
words.
all of them though?
I don't know, dude. I'm not like.
So next episode,
my mind
you could
goes
do
like sometimes I do know the word, but when I'm put on the spot, it's like when customers call and they're like, "Hablas español," and I know I sound like a No Sabo kid. Like I'm like, I do speak Spanish though. Like I'm fluent with my parents. I don't sound like this when I talk to my mom and my dad. That's how I
sound when I answer the phones. I'm like,
like instead of being like, sí, ¿cómo le puedo asistir? I'm like, ¿cómo le puedo ayudar? Like, why am I like talking like this? Like, I don't know.
Okay, first one is tent.
Tent, like to go camping? Tent. What's tent, man? Carpa.
Yes! Oh. I was telling my mom una tenta. I
almost said tenta.
Okay, second word, challenge. Like a challenge.
A challenge. Competition.
No, competition is a different word. Challenge.
Obstáculo.
That's obstacle. Is that your final?
Challenge. I don't know. I'd say like an...
Desafío.
Isn't that a problem?
Challenge is desafío. That's what it comes up as.
That's not right. Google's wrong.
A drive-through.
Drive-through? Like a drive-through.
Yeah, a drive-through.
Not like a parking lot.
Drive-through.
It's drive-through for me. No, hold on. No, man, I don't know. My mind went blank.
Autoservicio.
I was gonna say something about auto and servicio, but I was like automobile, like service. I don't know. Like
Those are good ones, huh?
yeah, those are good ones. Those are no sabo words. How do you say carpet?
Alfombra.
Is it alfombra?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
It's not carpeta, guys.
Oh yeah, that's the no sabo word.
It's alfombra.
But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. Also, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Yes. We are almost at 300 subscribers. We passed up 1,000 on TikTok, and we are at 740 something on Instagram.
I think so, yes.
So don't forget to like everything, subscribe to everything. If you are listening to Apple or Spotify, please leave us a 5-star rating, because that's what's going to help us grow on that end. But I hope you guys have a great week. Bye.